Let's see. Look at those peaks. They've been waiting for you. You better... The plan is to fling you over the wall with a sling lobber. However, explains that it's a type of catapult that uses a long arm to propel a projectile. Heads up, that's Peak Spot, a great place to watch the world from. Who knows who might be watching you? Super effective. Hot metal. Smashing. Watch it. Handy. How long has this night gone on? Wood scrap. The one kind of scrap you could actually still find growing. That's something. A ring dinger from the yesterdays. A thingamabob used to pling signal the faraways. Let's find out if it still... Seems the keys need to be in sequence to make the ring dinger work. Just a few moves left. Make them count. So, the technology from yesterdays is still here today, even if its message is getting old. That dawn's a bit easier on the eyes. How could you escape the porcupine when out of date? Un- It's time to set the rival tribe free. Inflict as little damage as possible as you make your way through to the... Clarifies that rigging the odds in your favor in preparation of the rival's fort is one thing, but collateral... That's a fire starter. The dry grass looks like it would ignite easily. You just need to create a spark to light a fire. It burns brighter than the light. Climbing down is harder than climbing up. Ice cubed. Nailed it. Poker. The battering bonker looks like a great way to get through the gate. Bet you just need to knock and it'll open up. That's bonkers. The Netra tribe values liberty and is striving to protect freedom. They want to continue with each tribe being responsible for their own and believe that uniting the tribes is the only way you can survive. He was hoping it wouldn't end this way. There's no reason to fight instead of uniting. It would be fighting over nothing. He sees strength in you like no one else, but if fight is all you do, he can't stand by you. He recognizes the strength of a good argument and agrees it's for the best. He'll give up the fort to you. The rival Sifu is defeated, and the destiny of their tribe is... You are... He'll leave it up to you to decide the fate of the rival Sifu, but suggests you... He likes the way you think. Turn your enemies... And with that, you're spinning your own fate, good or bad, never to be undone. Side by side they'll stand until order and stability is reinstituted. He's gotten news that the other tribes have realized there are no winners in this war. There's no purpose in antagonism. All three of them believe your tribe has grown strong enough to unite them. It's clear your efforts have been successful. There's light at the end of the tunnel. So, do you want to end the war now or continue the crusade? He agrees. Better save your energy for something meaningful. It's the Netra claw chain. The mountains are beautiful, but so exposed. Out of Date says there'll be consequences of the war, but there are more pressing matters at hand. The last World Eater has been left undisturbed with the tree while you focused on the war. He guessed someone with your dark perspective and key would prioritize resolving the tribe war before facing the World Eaters. Regardless, Out of Date is grateful the tribe war is over. Out of Date understands the road has been rough, but you already know what's left to end this journey, and it'll be tough. You're the only one that's strong enough to face the last World Eater. The New World Order can only be achieved by someone with a dark perspective, even if that means letting the final World Eater attack the tree too. Only time will tell what the future holds, and if it will bring a lasting peace for those that make it to the end. Out of Date says the word about what you've done so far is spreading. The tribes haven't lost hope yet. He appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's had urgent news from his friend WHIZ in the northwest. He knows you're good-hearted enough to give WHIZ the support he needs. He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding WHIZ and making sure he gets what he needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date's hunch is real. The Merc Puff is up next. Out of Date says that WHIZ is worried now that the Northwest World Eater is stepping up its activity. He explains that WHIZ is working on an undersurf vessel in order to get to the World Eater, but needs help to get it done. Out of Date suggests that you should head northwest as fast as possible and see what you can do to help. He's happy to help. Didn't have much else to say. The Surge Surf Factory. Keep your eye out for WHIZ while you're here. Let's see. WHIZ isn't easy on the tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days. Says it's good to see you again. He's WHIZ. You might remember him from the old days when he let you try his octopod? WHIZ remembers you were such a cheery kid, and he's glad to see that light hasn't faded from you, despite the years. But WHIZ understands it was a long time ago, and memories get murkier the deeper you go. It was a tragedy, but also sad that you chose to leave. It's a miracle you made it on the outside on your own. That land is harsh, they say. WHIZ says our memory keeps things for us, preserves them until we are ready to face them again. He knows you've returned to face Lupa Lupin, and that confrontation is as inevitable as the tides. He's not surprised that the loss of your family could plunge you into the depths forever, but you've always been able to rise like a bubble to the surface, no matter what. He knows that though the tides of history may push you in one direction, you can Ultimately, it's your choice. You were the one to be wronged and have lived with the consequences. He believes in consequence as it's a direct result of action.
Getting brighter every time!
Oh, no. Go look at yourself in a mirror.
Can't! Everyone you looked in cracked.
That was only one time.
I have a shop full of shattered mirrors that says you're wrong.
Asks if you ever think about freedom and whether any of us really has it. Did you make the decisions that brought you here, or are you just a pawn of fate? Glad to hear that. He only wishes he was that sure about himself. Amazed the world is going to continue on, but happy to hear it. Still so many things to invent. Wonders why you felt like kicking the world so hard when it was already down. Thinks you were smart to join with the Myriad. They have a rainbow of ways to approach any problem. Says they're unified in the ways that matter. But that's not nearly as important as this. WHIZ says that you should let the past dwell in the depths. But there's something else down there too, gnawing at the Tree of Life. He's named it the Merc Puff. This is why he's tinker-tonkering with the octopod. But the lid got stuck, so he needs a big enough tug twister to open it up and let you a-going. He can't leave the surge station, so you must help him find a tug twister. There's a wound-up mecha Fingro in the mecha stadium that still has... He found it stranded on a shore nearby and got Gizmo to help tow it here so they could get to work on it. Toxanol probably made it to go under surf and see the damage they've caused for themselves. Don't know what that e-waste was. You should be able to use that. Don't want to point a finger, but the Mecha Stadium is near here. You're absolutely drained. The best kind. Someone locked it solid. Needs a key. It's all about destiny. Yours, mine, the entire world's. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. There are tough times ahead, no matter where you go. You need to loosen the bolts without unsettling it. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The tug twister's loose. Let's hope it turned the grabbing hand into a helping hand, too. The tree of life still stands. Question is, for how long? He believed the tug twister would do the trick, but now realizes brute force won't do the trick. You need something slick. Well, he means slick as in greasy, so you can lube the hinges of the lid. He can't argue against the fact your fur's shiny. He says the lid should open if you sprinkle grease it. Problem is, he's all out. He knows his old friend Choo-Choo always keeps his grease sprinklers well filled. He should have an extra that you can borrow. He stresses that you should come back as soon as you've retrieved the grease sprinkler. The Merc Puff is crunching bark by the minute. WHIZ heard he's currently stranded at the end of the line, so it should be easier to track him down now compared to when he's running rails. You're still aboard your mount, which is probably a good sign. Let's see. Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Nice pants. Choo-Choo knew you would make it to him one day. All you had to do was follow the steel path. The rails might be getting rusty, but eventually they all converge on him. Says the name is Choo-Choo, and he likes to ride the rails. Says you followed the rails to where you need to be, but tracks have switches in them too. The question is then, will you keep on the same track, or look for a way to hit that switch? He thinks you're on a dark path right now, but there's no reason you can't find a wheelhouse and get yourself turned around. Whichever way you go, he wants you to know that the rails never steer you wrong. Stick to them, and they always bring you right to where you're meant to be. Wants to know if you've ever regretted taking one track in life instead of another. If you could go back, would you switch tracks or keep chugging along the one you're on? Thinks everyone has. No one's perfect every time. Seems like the world came out of its rut and is chugging toward higher ground again. Says the world might have lasted longer if you hadn't stomped on the go pedal so hard. But let's not get derailed. Says he's surprised to see anyone this far out, but sometimes the wrong train does take you to the right station. As you can see, he didn't plan to make a stop here, but now that he had to, he's really happy to see you. He says his name is Choo Choo. He's been off track since the world started dying, but he's trained his mind to stay positive regardless of the situation. Thinks that's fine, but there's no path in this world that's not been already made. He's convinced the tracks are like the paths our lives take, and you must deal with the outcome, even if you didn't lay them yourself. This time, though, he was sidetracked and needs a new wing nut to get back on track. Wing nuts are easy to find, as they're fitted on any in-front chugga-chugga out there. The challenge is taking them off, so he's happy you're here to do it. Says he knew you would, like he knows the way the rails run. You need to swivel the globus's bearings to get the atlas mapper to work. Just a few moves left. Make them count. You need to swivel the globus's bearings. You need to swivel the globus's bearings. The Wingnut Chug Tunnel. It goes on forever. How far does this underplace go on? Just stay down. Getting there. The work of a master smith. That's going to leave a mark. Maybe find some higher ground to stay dry. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Choo-Choo says he knew you'd come through. If someone makes a stop at your station, it's for a good reason, but he understands no one gets their tracks greased for free. He'd be happy to part with his spare grease sprinkler, as he believes it's a great fit for any of your business that needs to be unstuck. He keeps it safe in a box on the handcart, in case of... Wants to keep it there in case of an emergency, but realized it's long overdue already. The world... It's a versatile tool from the bygone, a last of its kind, so don't let it go to waste. He's convinced you'll put it to good use, as there are lots of stuckies out there that need greasing to open. Seems glad you think so. You're on the right rail. Choo-Choo says he can't wait to get out of this. Says goodbye to you. You shouldn't worry about smashing up the box. Choo-Choo has no use for... Choo-Choo says he feels strongly about helping his next, just like you did for him. He's convinced there was a bigger reason you met. Sometimes the wrong train will take you to the right place. He believes you've got what it takes to make a difference. He's witnessed it himself. Says he can't see the end of your rails, but if you grease them up good, he hopes you'll enjoy an easier ride. Choo-Choo's thrilled you found the Ark. Just imagine how much faster than a chug that thing must be, and no rails needed. Needs no rails, no roads, nothing but air. The world's on the mend, so no need to leave it. But just think of all the places the Ark... Hopes you'll be careful with the Ark. That's the last one around these... Wonders who you might call aboard the Ark with you.
So what we have here is someone looking for a way out if everything fits.
What really happens when you make...
Let's agree that a conscious choice is better than an unconscious one. It's only when you stop listening to your own thoughts that you're truly...
But it's hard to discover the astonishing light of your own being if you are too lonely or close to darkness.
Regardless, you'll never lose the company of yourself. At least you'll have that all...
Hopes you've... Choo-Choo says he's ready to pack up and leave. Wishes you goodbye. Safe anywhere. WHIZ says that there's no plan to confront the Merkpuff until the octopod is properly armed. He's happy to tell you that the cannon he's been working on now just needs ammunition. He says his old friend Boom makes all things that go bang. There's a rumor that some of Boom's pyro sticks shot off and are out there roaming free. You should keep an eye on the horizon for pyros. If you're fast, you have a shot. It's like a bomb on a stick that moves really fast. You feel tougher. Let's see what you can make. You're worthy of it. requires a sharp eye and steady hands. Taking something off your mind. That's a bang cloud, where Toxanol used to make all sorts of splody things before it blew up in their faces. Might not need that now, but you will later. The gooing of the water in the ground is spreading. That looks like an unbanged pyro stick on the loose. Better catch it before it goes off. The pyro sticks will cause a bang, but targeting is on you. At least now you have a chance to hurt the Merc Puff where it counts. You should aim for the head. That's the Merc Puff's weak spot. Thinking doesn't seem to be his strong point. WHIZ has been working on another cannon, but instead of pyro sticks, it squirts guppos, scaly distractions for anyone with an appetite disorder, and irresistible for the Merc Puff in particular. Seems the best way to find guppos is go talk to Gil. He has a natural sonar and knows where the guppos sub the surf. This means you'll have to go visit Gil at Burblebottom. Find Gil and he'll be able to tell you where to find the... Tells you it's a sort of fish that's able to reproduce really fast, which is a real advantage when you're going for infinite ammunition.
ain't to worry.
His friend WHIZ needs guppos for one reason or another, and Gil is ready to point you in the right direction.
Gwan in me feet.
But here, you're only going to find dead ones. He's pretty sure WHIZ wants them alive. Well, at least the ones that aren't already rotting.
Must feast with which to worry.
If you head in the right direction, you'll find a clean enough bit of surf to snag yourself some guppos. Then,
Toodly way our furrow.
he doesn't have any guppos, and WHIZ is particular about the kind he needs. This is Guppy Grotto. Be careful down here. Easy to get trapped. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Hold on to that. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Some things will sleep soon. Others are waking up.